Have you ever taken a real estate course, felt super motivated, and then did absolutely nothing with it? Well, you are not alone, because that's pretty much what everybody does. Most investors fail not because of lack of opportunity, but because of a lack of clarity, lack of confidence, lack of support, and lack of accountability. So we're here today with our education director, Leanne.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So you're not just teaching these things.
No.
You are actively investing and coaching these students through all of these real world deals that they're going through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so much about education that is hands-on. I don't feel like you can teach something unless you can do it.
That is for sure. So before you were teaching and coaching, what did your investing journey look like?
So my investing journey started, honestly, because I was watching a little too much HGTV. Right? Isn't that how we all get in
I was
there?
going to say, I think that's how we all started.
And I was thinking, gosh, I really would like to flip a house, but I'm scared because that's a lot of money. That's pretty much my life savings. And if I screw up, then where will I be? And so I was so grateful that my mom had flipped houses before. So she was my mentor. And she said, well, we can do this together. I'll teach you what I know and you'll see if you like it. And so that's how we got started. We jointly bought a house. She taught me what to look for and how to fix it. And we sold it and we made money. And man, I was hooked from there.
Yeah, that's awesome that you had your mom as a mentor, like right there by your side. So what were some early challenges and misconceptions that you had when you started investing?
So I thought everything was going to resolve itself in 30 minutes, right? Because you watch HGTV and maybe there's a challenge, but no big deal. It resolves itself by the end of the episode. Well, that is not real life. I just thought things were going to be a lot easier and they were going to be a lot faster. Those are the biggest challenges that I faced. And then I always have this phrase, you know, the phrase, the more you learn, the less you know, right? So you don't know what you don't know until you step in it. And then you learn really fast. And so I thought moving electrical would be just a piece of cake. And it was not. It was definitely
You tried
not.
to move electrical by yourself?
Well, I watched a video on YouTube. Haven't you made that mistake too?
Yeah.
So, sometimes you got to step in a little yuck to realize that maybe I don't know everything and I need to lean into the experts.
Yeah, for sure. Was there like a specific moment that you remember just everything just clicking? Like you were like, oh, okay. I mean, sure, there's like other like specific times when you're doing certain things where certain things were clicking, but was there like an epiphany moment that you had that you were like, okay.
It is. I think for me, it was when I finally relinquished control. Because I went into it thinking I'm the smartest person in the universe, and I know all of this stuff because I've watched it on HGTV. And when I finally had that realization that my subs and my contractors, they're really my teammates. They're on my side. Their advice is to keep me from losing money and to make sure that my property is safe. And every time I tried to circumvent them and take a less expensive route or a faster route, I got bit in the butt. And so when I finally leaned into the fact that I have assembled a team of really knowledgeable trades, if they tell me something, I need to listen.
Yeah, we've talked about time after time the importance of building your team and leaning on them.
So
I mean, your network is your net worth.
Amen.
We've said that too. So, I mean, what I've gathered is you weren't born knowing these things.
No.
This was a step-by-step process.
Yep.
So you had some time.
Absolutely. And in some cases, I would take one step forward and two steps back. But because I had, my mom starting off, and then I had this team that I just kept building around me who encouraged me to take risks, calculated risks. I had confidence to move through that fear and to try bigger and better things.
So you've been doing this for a while now. You've coached a solid amount of students. So what's the number one reason that people don't take action after buying one of these courses that are out, these real estate investing courses? Why aren't they doing it?
I think the biggest reason is fear and being overwhelmed. Because when you take these courses, you are drinking from a fire hose. Sometimes it seems because as you go through the course, you learn things that you never knew existed before. Who knew that you had to pull permits and that your subs had to pull permits under you and you have to call for inspections and right, all of the little things, you just start adding them up and you go, this is a lot. It's a lot of tasks. And so I guess kind of that analysis paralysis coupled with, and what if I screw up, right? That's really what's holding people back is they lack the confidence and the true clarity to put forth a path and move forward.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. So what do you think is missing from most real estate investing online courses, or just like online courses in general? What's like the missing thing from mostly all of them?
It's me. No, I'm serious.
It's true,
it is.
guys.
It's me.
It's true.
It's a mentor.
Yeah.
A lot of, you can go to YouTube and you can watch videos on everything under the sun. You can read books galore and you'll have a lot of knowledge. But in order to gain wisdom, you have to apply that knowledge. And usually it takes someone standing beside you, sometimes even holding your hand and saying, you can do this, to give you the confidence and the courage, and someone who has already done it, who's walked in your shoes to say, this is hard, but you can do hard things.
It's true. Information alone isn't the key. Like, yes, knowledge is power, but then it's what do you do with that power after you have it?
Absolutely.
Right?
It's the community coming around you and encouraging you.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing.
And not only that, you need a path. Like, you need a framework to get there. You can get all of this information, you can take these courses, but if you don't have a mentor and that support to help build the clarity around it or the framework to like pull it all together, like you're kind of just out there and
you're on an island.
Yeah.
It's very lonely.
I know. Yeah, I know. So how is the Branch Wealth Partners education program different than others that you have explored?
Well, so the ways that it's the same, I'm going to start there. It's the same because we teach real estate investing fundamentals. We want you to have a strong foundation so that you can make decisions based on knowledge. But the fundamental difference is we have coaches and we encourage you to set up accountability calls with me and with Christina and with Greg and with our whole team because we have been where you are. And we will hold you accountable. One of the first things we do is we talk about what are your goals? Where do you want to be at the end of 6 months? Where do you want to be at the end of 12 months? 2 years, 3 years? And I take copious notes when I'm working with my mentees because then I want to be able to challenge them and say, this was your goal. What's holding you back? How can I help you get to your goal? And sometimes it's just that the little bit of encouragement that they need. And sometimes all of us need accountability partners. I know I haven't been to the gym in years because my accountability partner moved away. So even I need accountability. And one of the things that I've learned, through my journey is the people who know the stuff, they have mentors. So I still have mentors, which is important to me because even having done this for over a decade, I don't know everything. Things change. So I have learned to lean into my mentors, to ask questions, to gain the clarity for me to take the next step. And I want to give my students and my mentees that same opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just let's take a walk through the course. Like you said, what we start out with the mindset, setting goals. Let's walk through the course and what everything entails.
Okay. So we start off with mindset. We start off with goal setting. We are going to encourage you to put your goals on paper because if it's on paper and you put it on your corkboard or you put it on your bathroom mirror and you see it every day, that's a huge motivating factor.
Chalkboard.
Put it on your chalkboard. Yeah, absolutely.
Chalkboard wall in your house.
But having those goals, and so you can reflect on those goals when times get tough. Then we walk through the different types of real estate investing. Did you know not all real estate investing is flipping houses or holding rental properties? There's a myriad of other avenues. And hey, until you know, you might find that some other avenue, like maybe private money lending, that's your jam right now. And that's where you found your sweet spot. So we like to expose you to the whole realm of real estate investing. Then once we've done that, we'll take you through business fundamentals because real estate investing is not a hobby, it's a business. So we want to make sure that you have strong business foundation. You establish your business that's going to protect you and not leave you vulnerable. Then we start walking through how to build your network. who are the people in your neighborhood that you need to know? The different contractors, realtors, subcontractors, general contractors, the folks at Lowe's, right? Opening business accounts at Home Depot. I don't want to leave you guys out either. But just the whole breadth of people that you need to lean into. We talk you through lending options. A lot of people think, well, I've got to have $200,000 before I can start investing in real estate. The truth of the matter is, no, you don't. You need to have some money, but you can get a loan for the rest of it. So you can get a loan for 80% of the purchase and rehab cost as long as you've got 20. We'll teach you how to find those people.
Yeah. And there's some instances where you only have to put 5% down. So there's ways.
There
House
are
hacking.
loopholes, yeah.
Yep.
So then, once we've gone through funding, then we start talking through working with contractors. We go back to before even that. We start evaluating the house. And we have a really cool module where we take you on a video tour through a house that we thought about purchasing, right? And we take you through the process that we go through every time to evaluate how much is it going to cost to get this house up to our standards. And we even help you to figure out what are those standards. If you're looking in a neighborhood where they have laminate countertops and laminate flooring, you do not want to put marble in there. You do not want to go top of the line because you'll outbid yourself.
Never.
No one will ever pay you for it and you'll lose money on it. So we're going to teach you how to evaluate the neighborhood, how to evaluate your properties, how to evaluate comparable properties. And that way, when you go in to evaluate a job, you are thinking from a place of knowledge and you're going, oh, they have vinyl tub surrounds, so I'm not going to go to the expense of having, high-end Carrera marble. You build for the neighborhood. And then we even talk you through your exit strategies. So are you going to flip this house and sell it? Are you going to flip it and hold it and put a tenant in place? Are you going to be a wholesaler? So we talk you through all of the different avenues of real estate investing from an exit strategy perspective. And then, gosh, I don't even know. Once you've exited, I think we just celebrate, right? Don't we celebrate our wins?
We have a party.
We do.
That's funny. Yeah. So that's just the course. So that's not even like talking about the coaching section. That's like what you learn information wise. And then we have the coaching portion, which is critical.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that and why that is so critical to our scaling investors or even our new investors.
Right. So location, right? I'll start with that. The property that you're evaluating is not going to be the same property that we have listed on our course. It's going to be different. It's going to have subtle nuances that you're going to have questions about. So when you start talking to a coach, I can tailor my information to your specific needs. And I think that that's the biggest thing is we become friends and I become your accountability partner. And if we have a really good, honest relationship, I'm going to be able to kind of push you into an uncomfortable area, but then assure you that we're going to make it through okay.
For sure. And then not only do they have you, but then they have the network of everyone else who you are also helping.
Yep.
And a lot of us, so we're in Concord, North Carolina, Cabarrus County. I feel like a lot of our people are in this general vicinity.
Yep.
So that's even more helpful to them that they have other like-minded people in the same cohort, for lack of a better word, to bounce ideas off of. So we're connecting them to those people. They have you, they have me, they have Greg.
Yeah.
So
they have everyone.
It's a great little network.
Yep. And I learned so much from my mentees because they have seen things that I haven't, or they have talked to people that I haven't. And so, like I said, you never stop learning.
Yeah. And like, how do you think being in a room with other investors changes these aspiring investors? Like, it's got to change their confidence.
Absolutely does. The biggest thing is it shows them tangible evidence of success.
100%.
Right. It's one thing to see some guy on YouTube. And I like to watch, videos of people organizing their house and cooking and everything is beautiful and pristine. But behind the camera, it's a hot mess. Well, when you can talk to someone live and talk to them about what they did and how they did it and what struggles they had, it makes it real. And, gosh, I think if they can do it, I can do it. And, I always ask the question, if I ever have a question, can I lean on you? Can I ask you? And in our community, because we have opened the doors, we're not competitors in our real estate investing community. We are all friends. We are all on the same team. So I have no problems calling up one of my mentees or another investor to say, I was thinking about this. What are your thoughts? And that's really great, because then your brain becomes so much bigger because you're adding on other people's brains.
For sure. And it's funny, going back to like it's really a hot mess in the background. We're talking in our team breakfast this morning. Facebook family is the only perfect family you will ever see. It's the same thing when you see these other real estate people, gurus out there, and everything looks perfect. They're driving around in a Lamborghini and they have a Rolex
That they probably rented.
and they
just
have
for
all
the
these
shoot.
things, and they became a millionaire in a year, and it's like, okay,
What's the real story?
let's scale that back. It's funny. I have a friend who actually follows someone on Instagram, and he sent me a screenshot of how this guy, he was like, I'm 23 and I just started investing, and I have $1 million of real estate under asset. Oh, like it was just some kind of post that he made, and my friend was like, is this real? And I'm like, probably not.
And if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, or he's not telling the whole story.
Yeah.
Like maybe you do, but maybe you have 40 other partners,
Right.
or maybe he was just independently well, comes from a wealthy family, had millions of dollars, and was able to do that. You don't know the full story.
Yeah.
But that is another thing that I appreciate about what we do here and about you, is that like we're real people doing real things in our community.
Absolutely.
So,
And we have the same stewardship mindset, right?
For
My
sure.
goal is not to become the richest woman in the world. My goal is to provide housing to families who need it, that is safe, that is up to date, that they love, that they can build their families in. That's my goal. If I make a little pocket money, awesome. I'm going to take my kids on a vacation, right? That's my goal.
That's why we do it, right? So along those lines, so what does success look like for people that go through this program and come out on the other side? Well, I guess there really isn't an other side. Other side is just
The other side is you just keep growing.
the rest of your life.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's the
Yeah.
rest of your life. Success looks like having someone to high five, having someone to hold your hand when you're at the closing table and you're signing on your first deal and you're terrified. It looks like, someone saying, you need a plumber? Hey, I know 3 plumbers. Success it's the confidence of a job well done and recognizing the community that got you there.
For sure. So do you have any specific stories in your head of any of the mentees that you've been coaching that came in and was like super flustered, scared, didn't have any confidence, and now after whatever, a year or so of coaching has come out and been like, oh, I could do this with my eyes closed now?
Absolutely. There's a couple of them actually. A couple of them came in and they had book knowledge. They had read the books, they had watched the YouTube videos, they knew what to do, but they had analysis paralysis and they didn't know how to put that into action. And so through our accountability calls and through our coaching calls, very first thing, what are your goals? And so every time we have that call, I go, how are you progressing towards your goal? If your goal is house hacking, what are you going to do? What's the first step? Have you contacted a realtor? Have you looked at properties, right? Have you gotten your LLC established? And by, I guess, pardon the phrase, holding their feet to the fire, it kind of showed that, this is not a cop-out. I've got to do this. And so then it became kind of a fun thing where when we would have our calls, they would lead off with, all right, so here's what I've done this last month. And that was like, awesome. All right, cool. Then what are you going to do next month? And then with every little step, they gained a little bit more confidence and a little bit more confidence. So I've got one mentee who's house hacking and he is loving it. He's getting ready to look for his next deal. And then I have another one who just recently closed on his second deal. He's, buying houses and renovating them and putting tenants in them. And it's wonderful. And then the really cool thing is to see how they have reached a network beyond even me. So now when I talk to them, they tell me things like, I'm going to have to Google that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's really cool. Let me see what that is. So it's been just a really neat experience, like 360 degrees where I'm teaching them and now they're teaching me.
So since you've been doing this now, it's been over 2 years doing coaching. Who is this program really for? Like who's the avatar? Like who are we teaching?
Who are we teaching? So we're teaching people who have a desire to move beyond the 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
right? Most of our clients are working 9 to 5 jobs, and they feel like they're kind of stuck in this rut.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the HGTV dreamers, and they want more, and they want real estate to be the investment vehicle that gets them more, that gets them freedom, freedom to be with their family, freedom to take cool vacations, financial freedom.
Because they already have the 401ks, the IRAs, like typical mentees are already like saving in some capacity for retirement. But I think it gets a little stale, and you hear about real estate investing and you're like, huh, that's interesting. I think I could do that.
Yep. Usually our mentees, they have a nest egg, right? Yeah. They're not coming to us with $0 and 0 cents in the
bank. And that's what we teach everyone. You have to have some money in the bank. Just realistically, safety you really net. Do.
You got to have a safety net.
It's the Dave Ramsey in us, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've got some money in the bank, and most of our mentees come to us and they have watched other courses, they've watched videos, they've read books on real estate investing, and they want to take the next step, and they just don't know what that next step is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who our avatar really is. It tends to be working professionals that want to seek out financial freedom through real estate investing, but they're scared and they don't have clarity. Mm-hmm. And so that's why they come to us.
Yeah, for sure. So for those out there listening to this and they're like, oh my gosh, I think this is exactly what I need. What would you say to them right now?
Come to our website, get in touch with us, get in touch with Christina, get in touch with me. Let's start a conversation.
Yeah.
Because this is an exciting time. And if you're ready to do it, we're ready to help you along the way.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys have probably been following along with us, but you know our website, branchwealthpartners.com. You can link to Leanne, you can link to me, you can reach out to us that way. Let's just get a call on the calendar. Let's talk about your goals. Let's help you strategize and get you to where you want to be. Because sometimes you just need to make that step and get that little bit of confidence. And from there, it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of like just a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, I have help. I'm not stuck in that analysis paralysis.
Yep.
Because I think that's honestly, that's where I was stuck. For me, it was analyzing the deals. Like I can go out there and I can like find properties, but it was like, okay, how do I make the numbers work? And then I met you and I met Greg and I'm like, oh, cool. I don't really like have to 100% know this per se, but if I have people on my team that love a good spreadsheet, I can give me the formulas and I can just.
Did you want to say people who love a good spreadsheet? Because yes, the numbers don't lie to you.
Yeah.
So using the systems and using your tools, that gives you clarity and confidence.
That definitely is for sure. So love asking this question to the people that come on the show, but what book are you reading right now?
I am reading, hang on, I brought it with me.
Awesome.
I'm reading True Riches.
I love that book.
It's so fantastic. It says what Jesus really said about money in your heart. And it speaks to Branch Wealth Partners' dedication to stewardship. Like I said, I am not trying to become a gazillionaire. I want to do better for my community. And I want to share both the knowledge that I have and the wealth that I build to build up people around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read that book twice now. And it just really has changed my view on money. And exactly like you, I think before I started here, I worked in banking, I worked in private equity. And when you're around that kind of wealth, you're like, ooh, I want that. I want to be a bajillionaire. Like this is what I want to do. If that's what you're around, you're like, you want to be like that. And now that I have got out here and I'm investing in real estate and I'm on a faith journey and think of money more with a stewardship mindset, it's like, no, I don't need to be that way for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that.
It calms your heart.
It really does. It really takes a lot of anxiety out of your life, which is amazing.
Right?
When you stop worrying about money.
Yeah,
so crazy.
When you give it to God, that's where the joy is.
Honestly, it is. And then it just comes to you.
It does.
Which is crazy. All right. You ready for our 5-minute fast fire?
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm ready for you. I love this.
All right.
Got our
timer.
Handy dandy timer here.
Okay.
So you know the drill. 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You have about a minute to answer each question. And we're going to finish right on the dot.
All right.
Ready?
Ready to go.
Here we go. All right. What's your favorite investing strategy right now?
Oh, right now, I am loving private money lending.
Cool. So for people that don't know what that is, all right, explain it real quick.
I am the bank. So with private money lending, I loan out money that I have to other investors or to builders so that they can build the properties and they pay me a lovely interest rate. So my money makes money for me even while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, that's awesome. No,
And it's
money.
super hands off. And right now I'm working at a nonprofit and I'm just focused on pouring every ounce of energy that I have into that organization and to helping people in my community who are in need. And so I love that I'm not flipping and I'm still making money. And I love that.
Yeah, because flipping is very active.
Very,
So
very active.
if you have a good amount of money, but not a lot of time, then private money lending is where it's at. So that I love that. All right, you're gonna love this question.
Okay.
So deal analysis, spreadsheets or gut first?
I think we already established that. It's spreadsheets.
We did.
Right? Because numbers don't lie.
They don't.
Right? Your gut sometimes lies to you. Your heart lies to you.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't lie. And the reason I say that, because I have walked through the mud and I have been in houses and I thought, oh, this is going to be an easy $30,000 rehab. And then I put the numbers into my deal analyzer and my deal analyzer says, it's going to be 52,000. And I go, no, that it can't possibly be 52,000.
I love this house. It's so cute.
It's
I want it so bad.
Right. So then I buy it and then, oh yeah, look at that. It's $52,000 because the numbers don't lie.
Yep. They're over budget and upside down. This is why we always tell investors do not get emotionally involved. If the math doesn't math, walk away. There's other deals. Don't have a scarcity mindset.
Yep.
Okay. What motivates you to teach and coach?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I have had so many people pour into me over the years, not only in real estate, but through various jobs that I've had, the faith community. I want to give back. And so that's my biggest thing is I am now in a position where I can give back and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And through real estate, I can give back. I walked away from my 60-hour-a-week corporate job and I was able to take a job at a nonprofit making very little money because I had money in the bank.
Yeah, you can do your corporate job just making spreadsheets all day.
Well, that may be the dream for me. Don't tempt me.
All right. So if you weren't in real estate, what would you be doing?
Well, so I probably would still be in the chemistry field. So I worked in chemistry and scientific instrumentation. I worked in marketing in the scientific sector. So I would probably still be there.
Yeah. So you started real estate investing while you were doing that.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep, I did. So I was working a full-time job and 2 young children. And I thought, I can do this. It'll be a piece of cake.
You and your mom.
I'm not very smart.
No, that's not being smart. That's like you were looking to take chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wanted to do something different.
I did.
To better your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, last question. Oh, we're doing so good on time.
Okay.
All right, one word to describe the Branch Wealth Partners community.
Encouraging. Yes. That's the biggest thing. I love our community because we lean into each other. We ask each other for advice. We high five each other when things go well. And when things don't go well, we come together and go, well, how are we going to get you out of this? So it truly is an encouraging, uplifting community.
It really is. And I will say a lot of our mentees come to our monthly classes, our monthly meetings that we do on the third Thursday of every month down at local bottle shop in downtown Concord. We see the same faces all the time. It is crazy. And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It goes from like 10 people to 20 people to 30 people and 10 people on Zoom. It has just been like growing and growing and growing. It's so amazing. Thank you, Leanne, for being here today. This has been super informative. And you guys heard it here. Education creates clarity, but coaching creates the confidence to help you take action. And the action is where everything changes. So I hope you guys learned something today. Check us out. You know where to find us. And we'll see you next time on Branching Out.
Bye.
See ya.